There is a powerful idea that can completely change the way you look at success. You must begin becoming the person you want to be before you ever receive the results you want. Most people think they will become disciplined after they become successful. They think they will become confident after they have money. They think they will become responsible after they have opportunities. They believe success comes first and personal growth comes second. But the truth is the opposite. Your results usually become a reflection of who you are becoming. If you want to build a wealthy life, you must first develop the mindset, habits, discipline, patience, responsibility, and character of someone who can create and maintain wealth. Acting like a millionaire does not mean pretending to have money you do not have. It does not mean buying expensive clothes, driving a luxury car you cannot afford, or spending money simply to impress people. That is not wealth. That is appearance. Real wealth begins in your thinking. A millionaire mindset is not about showing people what you have. It is about becoming someone capable of creating value, managing resources, solving problems, controlling emotions, making intelligent decisions, and staying committed to long-term goals. Before the bank account changes, your behavior must change. Before the lifestyle changes, your standards must change. Before the opportunities arrive, your preparation must begin. Think about this for a moment. If someone suddenly gave you a large amount of money today, but your habits remained exactly the same, would your life truly change permanently? Maybe for a while. You might buy things you always wanted. You might travel. You might upgrade your lifestyle. You might feel successful. But if your mindset remained weak, your discipline remained poor, and your financial decisions remained careless, eventually that money could disappear. This is why becoming wealthy is not simply about getting money. It is about becoming the kind of person who knows what to do with money once it arrives. You do not need to wait for success to start thinking differently. You can start today. Start by asking yourself a simple question: how would the successful version of me behave today? How would that person spend the next hour? How would that person speak? How would that person handle disappointment? How would that person respond to criticism? How would that person use money? How would that person treat other people? How would that person spend a free afternoon? How would that person react when nobody's watching? These questions are powerful because success is built in private long before it becomes visible in public. Most people want the rewards of success without accepting the responsibilities that create success. They want the money but not the discipline. They want freedom but not responsibility. They want respect but not character. They want achievement but not sacrifice. They want a better life but continue repeating the same habits that created their current life. You cannot change your destination while refusing to change your direction. If you want a millionaire life, begin by developing millionaire habits, and one of the first habits is learning to control your money. You do not need to be rich to practice financial discipline. In fact, financial discipline is one of the reasons people become financially strong in the first place. If you earn a small amount, learn to manage it. If you earn more, manage it better. Do not tell yourself, when I make more money, then I will start saving. Start with what you have. The amount is less important than the habit. A person who cannot manage a small amount will not automatically become wise when the amount becomes larger. Money magnifies behavior. If you are disciplined, more resources can increase your possibilities. If you are careless, more resources can increase your problems. So act like a millionaire by respecting every resource you currently possess. Respect your money. Respect your time. Respect your energy. Respect your attention. Respect your skills. Respect your relationships. A wealthy person understands that resources are limited and therefore valuable. Your time is one of your greatest forms of wealth. You cannot earn yesterday back. You cannot save tomorrow. You only have today. Look at how you spend your hours. Do you spend your time building something? Do you spend time learning? Do you spend time improving your skills? Do you spend time with people who encourage growth? Or do you spend hours scrolling, complaining, comparing, and consuming information that does nothing to improve your future? The way you spend your time is one of the clearest indicators of the future you are creating. You may not control every circumstance, but you have more control over your daily choices than you realize. Millionaire thinking means understanding the difference between consumption and creation. Consumers ask, what can I get? Creators ask, what can I build? Consumers ask, what can entertain me? Creators ask, what can I learn? Consumers look for shortcuts. Creators develop skills. Consumers complain about opportunities. Creators prepare themselves to recognize opportunities. You do not have to stop enjoying life. You simply need to make sure you are not spending your entire life consuming while expecting extraordinary results. Build something, learn something, create something, solve something, help someone. Develop a skill that makes you valuable. The marketplace rewards value. If you can solve meaningful problems, communicate clearly, sell honestly, lead effectively, create useful products, provide excellent service, or develop valuable expertise, you increase your ability to create income. This is why education matters, and education does not end when school ends. One of the greatest millionaire habits is continuous learning. Read, listen, study, ask questions, learn from experienced people, learn from your mistakes. Study successful ideas, study human behavior, study money, study communication, study leadership, study your industry, study yourself. A person who keeps learning keeps expanding their possibilities. You may not have access to every opportunity today, but you can prepare yourself today. And preparation creates confidence. Confidence is not simply saying, "I believe I can do it." Real confidence comes from evidence. When you repeatedly keep promises to yourself, you begin trusting yourself. When you wake up and do what you said you would do, you build confidence. When you work, even when you do not feel motivated, you build confidence. When you save instead of spending impulsively, you build confidence. When you study instead of wasting your evening, you build confidence. When you finish what you started, you build confidence. Every disciplined action is a vote for the person you want to become. You do not transform your life in one dramatic moment. You transform it through hundreds of ordinary decisions. One better decision today, another tomorrow, another next week. Eventually, your habits become your lifestyle. Your lifestyle produces your results, and your results eventually change your life. This is why you should stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is useful, but discipline is more reliable. You will not always feel inspired. You will have tired days, you will have difficult days, you will have days when you doubt yourself, you will have moments when quitting seems easier. The question is not whether you will experience these moments, you will. The question is what you will do when they arrive. A millionaire mindset says, I may not feel like doing it, but I will do what needs to be done. That mindset changes everything. Because successful people are not successful because every day is easy. They are successful because they continue moving when the day becomes difficult. You need to become comfortable with delayed gratification. This is one of the most important principles of building a better life. Delayed gratification means choosing what matters more later instead of what feels good right now. It means saying no to certain pleasures today so you can say yes to greater possibilities tomorrow. It means saving instead of spending everything. Learning instead of endlessly entertaining yourself. Working on your goals instead of constantly seeking approval. Building your future instead of living entirely for the present moment. The world constantly tells you to buy now, enjoy now, upgrade now, show people now. But wealth often requires the ability to wait. You may have to build quietly. You may have to work without recognition. You may have to live below your means. You may have to reject invitations. You may have to spend evenings learning while other people are wasting theirs. You may have to continue when nobody believes in you. That is the price of becoming different. Do not be afraid of being misunderstood. When you start changing, some people will not understand you. If you stop wasting money, they may call you cheap. If you stop wasting time, they may call you boring. If you become focused, they may say you have changed. And they are right. You should change. Growth requires change. You are not supposed to remain the same person forever. The goal is not to impress everyone around you. The goal is to build a life you respect. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. You need to understand it yourself. Know where you are going. Know why you are going there. Know what you are willing to sacrifice. Know what kind of person you want to become, and then organize your daily life around that vision. Your goals should not simply be things you write down. Your goals should influence your behavior. If your goal is financial freedom, your spending habits should reflect it. If your goal is entrepreneurship, your learning habits should reflect it. If your goal is leadership, your communication and responsibility should reflect it. If your goal is personal growth, your daily routine should reflect it. A goal without changed behavior is simply a wish. This is where standards become important. You must raise your standards. Do not ask, what is the minimum I can do? Ask, What would excellence look like here? Do not ask, how little effort can I give? Ask, how can I do this exceptionally well? Do not ask, can I get away with this? Ask, is this consistent with the person I want to become? High standards create better decisions. When you raise your standards, certain behaviors become unacceptable to you. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming everyone else. You stop waiting for perfect circumstances. You begin taking responsibility, and responsibility is powerful. The moment you take responsibility for your life, you become more powerful. That does not mean everything that happens to you is your fault. It means you focus on what you can control. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control the past. You cannot control every opportunity, but you can control your effort. You can control your learning. You can control your spending. You can control your attitude. You can control your preparation. You can control your response. That is where your power begins. Millionaire thinking is also about relationships. Your environment matters. The people around you influence your thinking more than you realize. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, criticize, waste time, and discourage ambition, their habits can become normal to you. But when you spend time with people who value growth, responsibility, learning, and achievement, your standards can rise. Choose your influences carefully. This does not mean looking down on people. It means protecting your direction. Be kind to everyone, but be intentional about who gets significant access to your time, attention, and energy. You need people who challenge you, people who encourage you, people who tell you the truth, people who believe in growth, people who remind you of your potential when you temporarily forget it. And remember, relationships are not only about what you receive. Become valuable to others. Be reliable. Keep your word. Help people. Listen. Communicate. Give credit. Admit mistakes. Treat people with respect. A person who wants wealth but treats everyone badly has misunderstood wealth. True success should improve your character, not destroy it. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot automatically buy wisdom. It can buy a house, but not a home. It can buy a bed, but not peaceful sleep. It can buy attention, but not genuine respect. It can create opportunities, but it cannot replace character. That is why your first investment should always be in yourself. Invest in your mind, invest in your skills, invest in your character, invest in your ability to create value. Invest in your health and energy. Invest in relationships. These investments can produce returns for years. Now think about your current situation. Maybe you are starting with very little. Maybe you are struggling financially. Maybe you have made mistakes. Maybe you have wasted years. Maybe you are behind where you thought you would be. Do not let your current position become your identity. Your current circumstances are a starting point, not a final destination. You can begin again. You can make better decisions. You can learn new skills. You can rebuild your finances. You can change your habits. You can become more disciplined. You can become more valuable. You can become more confident. But you have to start. Do not wait until January. Do not wait until Monday. Do not wait until you have more money. Do not wait until someone believes in you. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start today. If you have 1 hour, use that hour. If you have one skill, develop it. If you have a small income, manage it. If you have limited knowledge, learn. If you have made mistakes, study them. Your future does not require perfection. It requires direction. You should also learn to think long-term. One of the biggest differences between short-term thinking and millionaire thinking is the ability to see beyond today. Short-term thinking asks, what can I get right now? Long-term thinking asks, what can I build over the next 5 or 10 years? Short-term thinking wants instant results. Long-term thinking understands compounding. Small actions repeated over a long period can create extraordinary results. A little money saved consistently can become significant. A little knowledge gained every day can become expertise. A little improvement in communication can transform your career. A little discipline practiced daily can transform your identity. Never underestimate small improvements. You do not need to become extraordinary overnight. You need to become slightly better than yesterday and continue. Think about a tree. You do not see its roots growing every day, but beneath the surface something is happening. Then one day the growth becomes visible. Your personal development works the same way. People may not notice your discipline today. They may not notice your savings. They may not notice your studying. They may not notice your sacrifices. They may not notice your early mornings, but eventually the results become visible. And when they do, people may call it luck. They may say you got a great opportunity. They may say things change suddenly, but you will know the truth. It was not sudden, it was preparation meeting opportunity. So do not worry if your progress is invisible right now. Keep building, keep learning, keep improving, keep showing up. Your job is not to convince everyone that you are becoming successful. Your job is to become successful. There's another important principle. Stop trying to look rich and start trying to become wealthy. There is a difference. Looking rich focuses on appearance. Being wealthy focuses on assets, skills, freedom, stability, and choices. Someone can wear expensive clothes and have serious financial problems. Someone else can live simply and quietly build a strong financial foundation. Never confuse appearance with achievement. Do not spend money simply because you want people to think you are successful. Spend according to your priorities. Let your financial decisions serve your future. You do not need to prove your success to strangers. Build your success for yourself and for the people you care about. And remember that wealth is not only measured in money. What good is money if you have no time? What good is money if you have no relationships? What good is money if you have no purpose? What good is money if you are constantly stressed by your own choices? A truly successful life should create greater freedom, greater responsibility, and greater ability to contribute. Money is a tool. Use it wisely. Do not worship it. Do not fear it. Learn it, understand it, manage it, grow your ability to create it, and use it to build a meaningful life. Now imagine waking up tomorrow as the future version of yourself. Imagine you have already become disciplined. You are financially responsible. You are confident, you are skilled, you are focused, you are respected, you have built a strong life. How would you behave tomorrow morning? Would you hit the snooze button 5 times? Would you waste the first hour of the day? Would you spend money impulsively? Would you complain about everything? Would you avoid difficult work? Probably not. So why not start behaving that way now? You do not have to wait for the future version of yourself to arrive. You build that person through today's actions. Every morning is an opportunity to practice. Every decision is a rehearsal. Every challenge is a test. Every failure is a lesson. Every disciplined action moves you closer. This is what it means to act like a millionaire before you become one. It means living according to the values that produce wealth. It means discipline before reward, responsibility before freedom, learning before mastery, service before recognition, patience before results, character before reputation, preparation before opportunity. You are not pretending, you are practicing, and there is a huge difference. You are practicing being the person you want to become. So starting today, stop asking, when will my life change? Start asking, what can I change today? Stop asking, when will I become successful? Ask, what successful habit can I practice today? Stop asking, when will I have more money? Ask, how can I become more valuable? Stop asking, why doesn't anyone believe in me? Ask, am I becoming someone I can believe in? Those questions will change your life, because when you change the questions, you begin changing the answers. You may not become a millionaire tomorrow. That is okay. Your goal is not to become wealthy overnight. Your goal is to become wiser, stronger, more disciplined, and more valuable every day. If you do that long enough, your results have a much better chance of changing. Do not chase the appearance of success. Build the foundation of success. Do not chase applause. Build character. Do not chase shortcuts. Build skills. Do not chase quick money. Build lasting value. Do not try to impress people. Improve yourself. One day, the person you are becoming will look back at the person you are today and say, thank you for starting. So start with your morning routine, start with your spending, start with your education, start with your goals, start with your attitude, start with your discipline, start with one decision that your future self will appreciate. Then make another and another. Your life can change when your daily choices change. Remember, wealth does not begin in your wallet. It begins in your mind. It begins with your standards. It begins with your habits. It begins with your willingness to take responsibility. It begins with your decision to become the person capable of creating the life you desire. So act like the person you want to become before the world gives you permission to become that person. Think bigger. Work smarter. Learn continuously, spend wisely, save consistently, create value, keep your promises, protect your time, choose your environment, stay patient, stay humble, stay disciplined, and most importantly, keep going. Because your future is being built by what you repeatedly do today. You may not have the money yet. You may not have the opportunity yet. You may not have the recognition yet. You may not have the success yet. But you have something extremely valuable. You have today, and today is enough to begin. Act like a millionaire, not by pretending you are rich, but by becoming disciplined enough, wise enough, valuable enough, and responsible enough to handle the wealth when it comes. Become the person first. Build the habits first. Build the character first. Build the skills first. Build the mindset first. Then let the results catch up. Your life does not need to change all at once. It only needs to change direction. One decision, one habit, one day, one improvement at a time. And if you stay committed long enough, you may look around one day and realize that the life you once imagined has become your reality. But it all began much earlier. It began when you decided to stop waiting. It began when you decided to think differently. It began when you decided to act differently. It began when you decided that your future deserved a better version of you. So become that person today. Your millionaire life may not start with $1 million. It may start with waking up early. It may start with saving your first small amount. It may start with reading your first book. It may start with learning your first valuable skill. It may start with saying no to an unnecessary purchase. It may start with keeping one promise to yourself. It may start with 1 hour of focused work. It may start with one courageous decision. Never underestimate the beginning. The smallest disciplined action can become the foundation of a completely different life. You do not need to see the entire staircase. You just need to take the next step. Take it today, then take another tomorrow. And keep building until your habits become your identity. Your identity shapes your actions, and your actions create the future you once thought was impossible. Act like a millionaire before you become one. Not for appearances, not for attention, not to impress anyone. Do it because the future version of you is being built right now, and that person is waiting for you to begin. The person you are today may have limitations, but the person you are becoming can have completely different possibilities. Your income can change, your skills can change, your confidence can change, your habits can change, your relationships can change. Your entire direction can change when you make the decision to stop living according to your old identity. Most people focus on the question, how can I make more money? A better question is, how can I become more valuable? Because when you become more valuable, you create more opportunities. Learn to communicate better. Learn to solve bigger problems. Learn to manage people. Learn to manage money. Learn how business works. Learn how to sell. Learn how to negotiate. Learn how to build relationships. Learn how to use technology. Learn how to turn your knowledge into something useful for other people. The world rewards people who create value. If you want a different financial life, start developing skills that make you difficult to replace. Do not spend all your time looking for shortcuts. Spend your time becoming capable. There is a reason successful people continue learning even after they become successful. They understand that yesterday's knowledge may not be enough for tomorrow's challenges. Your education is not finished because you left school. In many ways, your real education begins when you become responsible for your own future. Read books. Study people who have achieved what you want. Listen to ideas that challenge your current thinking. Write down what you learn. Apply it. Knowledge without action is only potential. You can read 100 books and still remain exactly where you are if you never apply what you learn. So whenever you learn something valuable, ask yourself, how can I use this? That question turns information into transformation. And remember, you do not need to know everything before you begin. You only need to know enough to take the next step. Many people remain stuck because they are waiting to feel completely ready. They want perfect knowledge, perfect confidence, perfect timing, perfect circumstances. But perfection is often just another form of procrastination. Start before you feel ready. Learn while you move. Improve while you work. Or correct your mistakes. Success is rarely a straight line. There will be mistakes. There will be failures. There will be wrong decisions. There will be unexpected problems. Do not interpret every failure as proof that you are not capable. Sometimes failure is simply information. It tells you what did not work. It gives you experience. It teaches you where you need to improve. The person who never fails may simply be the person who never attempts anything difficult. So do not be afraid of mistakes. Be afraid of repeating the same mistake without learning from it. A millionaire mindset does not mean believing that everything will work. It means believing that you can learn, adapt, and continue. That is resilience. And resilience is one of the greatest forms of wealth. Life will test you. Your plans will not always work. People will disappoint you. Opportunities will disappear. Money will become tight. You will experience rejection. You may have periods when nothing seems to move. During those moments, your character is being developed. Anyone can be disciplined when everything is going well. The real test comes when things become difficult. Can you continue when nobody is applauding? Can you continue when the results are slow? Can you continue when you feel uncertain? Can you continue when someone tells you that you cannot do it? That is where you separate yourself from the crowd. You do not need to be better than everyone. You simply need to become better than the version of yourself that keeps making excuses. Compete with yesterday. Improve your habits. Improve your thinking, improve your communication, improve your financial decisions, improve your relationships, improve your work. If you improve consistently, your life will eventually reflect that improvement. Another important part of acting like a millionaire is learning to protect your attention. Your attention is one of your most valuable assets. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If you constantly focus on negativity, you become emotionally exhausted. If you constantly compare yourself with other people, you lose appreciation for your own journey. If you constantly consume entertainment, you may lose your desire to create. If you constantly watch other people succeed, you can forget to work on your own success. Stop watching everyone else build their life while you sit and observe. Build yours. You do not need to know what everyone is doing. You need to know what you are doing. Your goals deserve your attention. Your future deserves your attention. Your family deserves your attention. Your personal growth deserves your attention. Learn to say no. No is a powerful word. No to distractions. No to unnecessary spending. No to toxic habits. No to excuses. No to people who constantly pull you away from your goals. Every yes has a cost. When you say yes to something, you are often saying no to something else. If you say yes to endless scrolling, you may be saying no to learning. If you say yes to impulsive spending, you may be saying no to financial freedom. If you say yes to comfort every day, you may be saying no to growth. Choose carefully. Your future is shaped by the things you repeatedly say yes to. And one of the most important things you should say yes to is responsibility. Take responsibility for your schedule. Take responsibility for your finances. Take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for your education. Take responsibility for your future. Do not spend your life blaming your parents, your boss, the economy, your friends, your past, or your circumstances. Maybe some things were unfair. Maybe some things were outside your control. But your future still requires your participation. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can influence tomorrow. And the best way to influence tomorrow is to make better choices today. Start looking at your life as a business. What are your assets? Your skills are assets. Your reputation is an asset. Your knowledge is an asset. Your relationships can be assets. Your health and energy support your ability to work and create. Your discipline is an asset. Your ability to communicate is an asset. Build these assets. Do not focus only on earning money. Build yourself. Because when you become stronger, your ability to earn, create, lead, and contribute can increase. This is why personal development and financial development are connected. If your income increases but your character does not, you may create bigger problems. If your responsibilities increase but your discipline does not, you may become overwhelmed. If your opportunities increase but your judgment does not, you may make expensive mistakes. So prepare yourself for the level you want to reach. Do not only pray for bigger opportunities, prepare for them. Do not only ask for more money. Learn how to manage it. Do not only ask for success, develop the discipline required to maintain it. This is what many people miss. They want the result without becoming the person who can sustain the result. Imagine giving a person who has never learned financial discipline a huge amount of money. Would the money automatically make them wise? No. Money does not create character. It reveals character. That is why your habits matter so much. Practice with what you have. If you have $10, practice managing $10. If you have 1 hour, practice managing 1 hour. If you have one opportunity, give it your best. If you have one customer, serve them exceptionally well. If you have one skill, master it. Excellence begins with small things. People often think success requires one enormous breakthrough, or sometimes it does. But more often, success is built through ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary consistency. Show up, do the work, improve, repeat. That formula may sound simple, but simple does not mean easy. Consistency is difficult because it requires you to continue when excitement disappears. At the beginning, you may feel inspired. You may have a new goal. You may create a plan. You may feel unstoppable. But after a few weeks, the excitement fades. That is when discipline must take over. You have to decide that your commitment is stronger than your mood. Your feelings are real, but they should not always be in charge. If you only work when you feel motivated, your progress will always be inconsistent. Successful people learn to work according to commitment, not emotion. They know what needs to be done, and they do it. That does not mean they never rest. Now, rest is important. Recovery is important. Family is important. Enjoyment is important. But there is a difference between healthy rest and constant avoidance. Rest should restore you. It should not become an excuse to abandon your goals. Balance your life, but do not abandon your ambition. You can enjoy today while still building tomorrow. The key is intentionality. Know what matters, know what does not, and stop allowing unimportant things to consume your most important resources. Another millionaire habit is gratitude. Some people think ambition means being dissatisfied with everything. It does not. You can be grateful for what you have while still wanting to grow. You can appreciate your current life while building a better future. Gratitude prevents ambition from becoming greed. When you are grateful, you stop taking everything for granted. You appreciate your health, your family, your opportunities, your ability to learn, your ability to work, your ability to start again. Gratitude gives you perspective, but do not use gratitude as an excuse to stop improving. Say, I am grateful for where I am, and I am committed to becoming better. That is healthy ambition. You should also learn the power of patience. We live in a world that wants instant results, instant communication, instant entertainment, instant food, instant success. But meaningful success usually takes time. You cannot rush experience. You cannot force mastery. You cannot build trust overnight. You cannot create a strong reputation in a week. You cannot develop deep discipline in one day. Give yourself time. But do not confuse patience with passivity. Patience means continuing to work while waiting for results. It does not mean sitting around hoping something will happen. Plant the seed, water it, protect it, give it sunlight, then allow nature to do its work. Your job is to keep nurturing the process. The same applies to your goals. Set the goal. Create the plan, take action, measure progress, make adjustments, keep going. Eventually, results begin to appear, and when they do, remember where you started. Stay humble. Success should make you more responsible, not arrogant. The moment you believe you know everything, you stop learning. The moment you believe you are better than everyone else, you stop listening. The moment you believe you cannot fail, you stop preparing. Stay teachable, stay curious, stay grounded. One of the strongest millionaire traits is the ability to remain a student. Ask better questions. Listen carefully. Learn from people around you. Even someone younger than you can teach you something. Even someone who disagrees with you can reveal something. Even a difficult experience can teach you something. Life becomes a classroom when you are willing to learn. Now think about your personal environment. Look at your room. Look at your workspace. Look at your phone. Look at your schedule. Look at your bank statements. These things can reveal your habits. If your environment is chaotic, your mind may become chaotic. If your schedule has no priorities, your goals may remain weak. If your phone controls your attention, your productivity will suffer. If your spending has no plan, your financial future may remain uncertain. Create an environment that supports the person you want to become. Make good habits easier. Make bad habits harder. Keep useful books nearby. Plan your day. Track your spending. Remove unnecessary distractions. Prepare your work environment. Small environmental changes can create powerful behavioral changes. And remember that you do not need to completely rebuild your life tomorrow. Start with one area. Maybe your finances, maybe your time, maybe your health, maybe your education, maybe your career. Choose one area and improve it. Then build from there. Too many people try to change everything at once. They create unrealistic plans. They become overwhelmed. They miss a few days, then they quit. Instead, build gradually. Make your new habits sustainable. Do not try to become a completely different person in 24 hours. Become 1% better, then another 1%. Over time, those improvements become enormous. Your life is not created by one decision. It is created by repeated decisions. The decisions you make when nobody is watching matter. The money you do not spend matters. The work you complete when nobody praises you matters. The book you read when nobody knows matters. The skill you practice privately matters. The temptation you resist matters. Your private discipline eventually creates your public results. So stop worrying about appearances. Focus on the foundation. You do not need to look successful. You need to become successful. Or you do not need to convince people. You need to convince yourself through action. Let your results speak. Let your character speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your work speak. There will come a time when you no longer need to explain what you are building because people can see it. But remember, the goal is not to make other people jealous. The goal is freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to help your family, freedom to control more of your time, freedom to pursue meaningful work, freedom to say no when something does not align with your values. That kind of freedom is worth building, and it starts with discipline. So today, make a decision. Decide that you will stop waiting for permission. Decide that you will stop making excuses. Decide that you will become responsible for your future. Decide that you will learn. Decide that you will improve. Decide that you will manage your money wisely. Decide that you will protect your time. Decide that you will become valuable. Decide that you will think long term. And then prove that decision through your actions. You do not have to tell anyone. You do not need an announcement. You do not need applause. Just begin. Tomorrow morning, wake up and act like the future version of yourself. Get up when you said you would. Do the work you promised yourself. Spend carefully. Learn something. Create something. Help someone. Move closer to your goal. At night, ask yourself, did I live today in a way that my future self will respect? If the answer is yes, celebrate the progress. If the answer is no, do not beat yourself up. Learn. Adjust. Try again tomorrow. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. And if you keep making progress, eventually you will look back and realize that the person you used to be is no longer running your life. You have become stronger. You have become wiser. You have become more disciplined. You have become more valuable. And that is when the external results begin to matter less because you finally understand the deeper truth. The greatest wealth is becoming someone capable of creating wealth. The greatest success is becoming someone capable of sustaining success. The greatest achievement is becoming someone you respect. So act like a millionaire before you become one. Think like one, work like one, learn like one, plan like one, save like one, serve like one, take responsibility like one, and live with the patience required to become one. Do not pretend, prepare, do not show off, build, do not chase attention, create value, do not wait for the perfect opportunity. Become prepared for the next opportunity. Your future is not asking you to be perfect, it is asking you to begin. And once you begin, keep going. One day, the small habits you practice today may become the foundation of the life you always wanted. The person you become will determine what you are able to achieve.